Are you struggling to target the right people with your Facebook ads? Maybe you're running Facebook ads right now for your landscaping or contracting business, and for whatever reason, they're just not working. Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you my top 4 different targeting strategies. I'm going to discuss each one and basically decide for you which one would be best for your business based off of your goals. I'm going to delineate the 4 different types of targeting here so that by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what type of targeting to use on Facebook that's a right fit for your business and your unique situation. What's up, you guys? This is Matt Thibeau here with Savant Marketing Agency, and let's dive right into these 4 different strategies of how you can use targeting on Facebook ads. Now, before we go into these 4 different strategies, I just want to talk to you a little bit about Facebook in general and targeting in general, how I like to think about it. If you think about it, on Facebook, there are billions of people on Facebook who are using it every single day, meaning that it's one of the best platforms for you to target homeowners who are looking to get contracting or home services or landscaping done. And so that's why Facebook is one of my favorite platforms to help landscapers grow their business. And so I want to just explain to you a little bit about how I think about targeting in general. You know, when you think about targeting, it can sound like this very technical thing, this techie type thing. But really what we're talking about here when it comes to targeting on Facebook is literally just isolating an audience, a pool of people to show an ad to and just say, hey, are you interested in this, right? And so obviously I have other videos talking about the ad itself and how to structure the messaging and all that great stuff. But in today's video, we're going to talk about that pool of people. You know, who do we want to get in front of? How are we going to get in front of them, and the best way to do that? And so I'd like you to think a little bit more about, you know, not in terms of targeting or this technical jargon, but just think about an audience of people that you want to show this ad to, right? Now, I want to share with you, before we get into these 4 different strategies, just also a little trick of how I like to think about Facebook targeting in general. In general, you know, a good rule of thumb to think, and this is kind of like, you know, a really good nugget for you actually, is anytime that you give Facebook more data about who your customers are, your costs are going to go down, right? So the less data that you give to Facebook and the harder that Facebook has to work on your behalf, the more that you're going to spend in cost per lead. Does this make sense? So think about it like that. The less data that you provide, the more that you're paying, because you're paying for the extra service that Facebook has to do to go out and find those people, right? So let's dive into these different targeting strategies, and then we're going to go full circle back to that point about giving less or more data, right? So the first targeting strategy that you can do is broad targeting, right? Now, you might be seeing on YouTube or different marketing gurus talking about, hey, like broad targeting right now is the best thing for you to do. And broad targeting is very good, mostly because you're relying on Facebook's algorithm to actually find the people that you're looking for, right? So when I say broad targeting, what I really mean is that you basically set the parameters of like the location of where you want to target. And maybe you'll do the age where it's like, you know, 30 to 65, but that's it. You're not adding anything else to the targeting. So it's very broad, and you're relying mostly on the creative and the copy and the messaging in your ad. And then Facebook's algorithm will go to work on your behalf, right? And it's true that broad targeting is actually a really good strategy, but only in a unique situation. And what I mean by that is that broad targeting makes sense if you do not have any customer data, right? And so the way that I would basically classify broad targeting is that it's definitely effective. However, it is going to be a little bit more expensive than some other options that I'm going to show you in just a minute. And so if you don't have a customer list, right, of at least like a couple hundred people that you've worked with, or you don't have any data from like a Facebook pixel or something like that, then broad targeting is definitely one of your best bets. Now let's go to number 2, the other strategy that you could do, which would be interests. Now, back in the day, targeting based off of interests was actually great. You could go really specific with the type of people that you want to go after, and basically the targeting was like up to you. So basically what interest targeting would be is that you would actually put into interests like, okay, I'm a landscaper, I'm looking to target homeowners, so I'm gonna put like has an interest in landscaping, has recently, maybe bought a home or blah, blah, blah. So you're gonna be kind of working and strategizing into targeting a narrower group of people to be able to target. Now, this strategy, in my opinion, is the least effective of the 4 different strategies I'm going to show you today. The reason for that is because, going back to my point, talking about that pool of people, basically in this scenario, you're actually guessing of who you want to reach out to and target with these ads, right? So you're thinking to yourself, okay, I'm going to target because they have an interest in landscaping and they recently bought a home, so I'm going to put that in there. And maybe they have an interest in home decor, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to put that in there. But really what you're doing when you do this is you're just limiting that pool smaller and smaller and smaller. So maybe initially you're going to get some good leads and it's going to be cheap. But what's going to happen is you have too small of a pool to be able to sustain a campaign long term, right? If we envision that you have a pool of people, an audience that you're showing this ad to again and again and again for months on end, eventually you're just going to run out of people because you've gone too narrow with the audience that you're going after, right? And so in the case of interest targeting, I would say that this is least effective and it's also going to be expensive as well. So it's kind of a double down thumb, recommendation. So I would not in 2025 recommend to do interest-based targeting on Facebook if you can avoid it. All right, let's talk about strategy number 3. This one is going to be really powerful for you if you're not doing it already. So strategy number 3 is remarketing. And maybe you've heard this term before, maybe not, that's okay. Basically what remarketing is we are actually giving Facebook data of people who have interacted with our Facebook page, maybe interacted with some of our ads in the past, or maybe they visited our website and they actually got pixeled, it's called, from a code that we have on the website. Now, to do some remarketing off of your website, that is going to require you to install a Facebook pixel. And there's a whole bunch of videos on YouTube, so I'm not going to go into that on this video. But basically what that pixel is a little code, and it will actually capture that person's unique IP address and data, so then you can actually show them ads on Facebook after they visit your website. And this is by far something that everybody should be doing. If you're spending money on ads, if you have a website, there's no excuse to not be doing remarketing. I would say it's one of your top methods that you should be doing, because what it's going to do is actually get you leads very cheap, and it's going to be extremely effective. So it's a double thumbs up, because you already are giving Facebook data and you're saying, these are the people I want to show my ads to. And the people typically are coming to your website are maybe from, seeing your trucks on the road or your yard signs, or maybe you're running ads somewhere else and you're running it to a site. Then that's going to be really qualified traffic. And so that's a lot of opportunity there, right? And so I would definitely recommend to do remarketing, because it's going to be cheap and it's going to be very, very effective. By the way, guys, if you want to learn a little bit more about remarketing and just dive into some of the more advanced targeting stuff that I'm talking about here, I actually have a training that I put together. And so if you actually text me, this is a real business number that I have. I have 2 phones, but this is going to be my business number, and it is actually me on the other end. So I'll put my number below. You can text me here and just text me Facebook targeting, and I'll send you over a training absolutely free that'll just go into more detail of like how to do this kind of stuff, set up remarketing, some of the other, the 4th one I'm going to talk about too in just a sec here, and just going to be super helpful for you. Also, if you have any questions or anything like that, happy to answer. Text me at that number there, text me Facebook targeting, and we can chat. All right, guys, so the final 4th strategy that I would recommend for your targeting on Facebook is going to be LLA, which stands for a lookalike audience. Now, similar to remarketing, but a little bit different, what a lookalike audience is you're actually getting an entire list of people you've done business with, maybe you've done quotes for them, or maybe they're just your best customers. And you're taking that list and you're uploading it into Facebook and you're saying, hey, I want you to find more people like this, right? And so remember what I said earlier in this video where I said the more data that you give to Facebook, the cheaper that your results are going to be and typically better. This is definitely the case for that. This is one of my favorite ways too for a client when we're setting up Facebook ads is if they already have the data of customers they've worked with, we can just put that into Facebook targeting and we'll go out and actually find more people like that. And so this is a super powerful strategy, definitely much better than broad targeting because you're, like I said, giving the data to Facebook and saying just here you go. And so Facebook loves that. It's going to give you cheap results for that. And it's just overall going to give you better quality leads, right? And so to summarize for this video, because I gave you these 4 different strategies here, what would I recommend in 2025 of your top best targeting strategies for your contracting business? Well, what I would recommend, number 1, is everybody needs a remarketing pixel on their website, and you should be running remarketing ads too. This is going to cost you a lot less, and it's going to get you really good results. Second, if you're doing remarketing already, do a lookalike audience. So give Facebook a list of people that you have worked with, done estimates for, blah, blah, blah. Give it that data and then tell it to target more people like that. And again, you can text me. I'll send you over that training. Just text me Facebook targeting. I'll send you over a training that goes into more detail of like some of this more advanced targeting strategy. Then lastly, number 1 there is broad targeting. So if you don't have the data, maybe you're a new business, maybe you didn't do a great job of like keeping track of your data, etc., then broad targeting is definitely going to be a good option for you. It's going to be a little bit more expensive, but it's still going to get you better results than doing the interest targeting. In 2025, I would not recommend doing interest targeting anymore. These are your 3 best options. All right, guys, well, I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Also, if you could give it a subscribe, I would really appreciate that. So click the subscribe button so I can give you more great videos like this. And if you're watching this video right now and you're looking to get some ads done for your landscaping or contracting business and really take things to another level, but maybe you don't want to do all this stuff and you don't want to do it DIY, link is in the description. You can book a call with myself. I'd be happy to learn a little bit more about your goals, your unique situation. Not a pitch fest or anything like that. I'm just here to give value. And if it makes sense for both of us, we'd love to support you. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one.